What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Unmasked podcast. What do you recommend them do or not do as far as like coming out of high school and pursuing a career someday?
You know, everybody gets that wave and gets that hill, bro. You know, like a lot of stuff I've been seeing right now, bro, with me trying to pursue my entrepreneurship, bro, and everything like that, and all these different forms and streams of what I'm trying to do. It's like, you know, once it gets to that little point, it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I made for? That's when most people stop, bro.
Yeah.
As long as we can just stay focused and get there, like, that's where we got to keep pushing, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree, bro. You're busy.
Yeah.
Bro, you are a busy person. I thought like my brother. I thought my brother was a busy person, but you got a lot going on.
Yeah, bro. I got
a lot going
a
on.
bunch of different things, bro, and it's just like I said, bro. The dream's there, so that's what I'm after, bro. You know.
Yeah.
Like right now with this this new form of entrepreneurship that I've been taking on is like where I'm chasing right now, because I'm chasing to build an asset. I finally got me a mentor who's actually a 6-figure person, bro. You know, so I'm real big on that, bro. Like if you got money, show me the way. I'ma listen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like let's say if we worked out, but I'm not gonna listen to the next dude. Like if I want big shoulders, I'm not gonna listen to the dude with small shoulders.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to the dude with big shoulders. Or if I'm working out legs and I want big quads and chicken legs comes up, like, bro, you need to lift this way. Like I'm not trying to do all that either, you know. So
you know, it's funny you bring something like that up because I had a buddy of mine years ago. I wanted to be an athletic trainer. Obviously, you can't tell now, but years ago, I wanted to be an athletic trainer, brother. And he stayed pretty consistent with his working out, going to the gym and such. But he's like, you know, if I got into a gym and you know, and I wanted an athletic trainer or like a trainer, right?
yeah,
I would pick somebody that's built like my size.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know why he felt comfortable like that. I was like, no,
he's a smaller dude or what?
No, yeah, he's a smaller dude, but he's like he'd want somebody that's out of shape.
Yeah.
Than someone in shape. It's weird. That's the only time I've ever heard something like that.
As your trainer.
Yeah.
Well, you know, bro, because if they're
older,
older,
that was weird to me.
Yeah. Because when they're older and stuff, like let's say when you see boxing coaches or MMA coaches, like they might have put on some weight.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day when they were active, bro, they were a co-piece.
Yeah.
And it's like riding a bike, you never lose it.
Yeah.
You know? So that could have been his standpoint of that,
Maybe.
bro, you know?
Maybe. It's just weird. I understand the whole concept of I want big shoulders. I'm going to hit somebody up that has big shoulders, something.
Because that's where I'm at right now, bro, with, you know, my mentor drives a BMW i8. So I'm like, you know, that's player, you know? So I'm trying to get there, you know? And it's like I explained to him, bro, like I've touched money before, but I'm trying to be legal. I'm trying to be appropriate, bro. Like, you know, my daughter's going to be 13, so I can't play with it no more, bro. So like I said, like, you know, obviously we're a bit religious and everything like that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not religious, bro. I just got this new faith with God.
Yeah.
I barely got 8 weeks. And
I want to say barely, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we all had this sense of belief at some point of our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then we lost it, you know,
Yeah.
bro. So it's like mine was for a long time, like my dad was somebody who was very religious and very with the Bible, and it's like wasn't a part of my life, bro. Wasn't there and stuff like that. So, you know, I would run into him and he'd be like, "Oh, Miko, God's telling me I got to go here and got to go there," and I'm like, "But God can't tell you. Like, I need somebody, you know." But now, further down the line, like we spoke, I not necessarily apologized, but like forgave and like I'm not mad at you. Like, you know, like looking at him, the old man that he is, I'm like, you ain't even who I'm mad at, bro. Like this person standing in front of me ain't who I'm mad at. Like the little boy me is mad at the guy from 15 years ago. 18 years ago, you know. So when I looked at him and talked to him, because over Easter break, bro, that was the first time me understanding what the Holy Week meant, what Easter really meant. That was my first time, bro. I spent that whole week crucifying my old self, bro. That Sunday at Discovery, they gave me a passage, and it was, I brought it through, bro, so I can.
Oh, hell yeah,
so
please, please.
And, you know, and butcher it, bro, because when I read this, I was like, man, that hit my heart, bro. Like, you know, it was wicked. Because it's funny, because the first papers I got is from December, bro, and I got in the crash on March 2nd. And I was at work, bro, buying pizza for my staff, and then a hydroplane, bro. I was about half a headlight away from going heads on, 6 feet in both directions from wrapping around a telephone pole. I always thought having a Glock and a stack of money was gonna save me, and I had both, bro. And it didn't. First thing I did was call my mom. I was like, hey, like, come up and grab a thing. And my mom and my daughter pulled up, and after the whole situation, getting situated, talking to my boss, getting the pizza to my staff, like, I hug my daughter, bro, and, like, I look around, and I'm like, I could have never had this moment ever again. And then, like, seeing my daughter, like, are you okay, Dad? Or are you fine? Like, seeing her nervous, I'm like, that was a lot for my baby to pull up to a scene like that. And, like, you know, so it was just wicked. But he said on Mark 10:21-22, Jesus looked at him and loved him. One thing you lack, he said, go sell everything you have, then come and follow me. At this, the man's face fell, and he went away sad because he had great wealth. And all that went to me, bro, was like, go sell everything you have and then come to me. Because, like, I was giving everything to God, but I had to give up my comfort. Like, I've been in the game since I was 12, bro. I'll be 33 this year. And within these whole 33 years of my life, bro, 8 weeks ago was my first time actually accepting God, accepting his help, accepting that I'm blessed. And, like, it's been a wicked ride. Not, I say wicked, but it's been a dope ride, bro. Not wicked. It's been super holy. I've been able to see the love that I have and stuff. So it's deep, bro.
Yo, you're hitting me hard right now, bro. We're about the same age.
Yeah.
I'm turning, God willing, I turned 32 this year.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Bless.
And I thank you, and to you as well. And I feel like I'm in the same position, or I was in the same boat as you are, bro. Like, I didn't have a relationship with my dad growing up. I'm sorry, I did, and then I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was stripped, and up until this point, even now, as a 31-year-old dude, bro, like, sometimes I look and I'm just like, and I tell my wife this. I tell her, I don't hold as much anger anymore, but I still hurt, right? We're all meant to hurt. So now I look at him, I'm like, you can't be a good dad anymore, but be a good grandpa.
Yeah.
Be a great grandfather to my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm in a way, I'm living through my kid, bro.
And with that, bro, my hardest thing was I would tell my baby, like, you don't know how blessed you are, bro. Like, you got a dad. Like, you already 3 feet ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, I lived the life that I lived. I lived an oxymoron, bro. I was risking my freedom to have freedom. They called me. She had an accident. I'm there within 10 minutes. She needed to do this. I'm there within 10 minutes. All the way, bro, until barely 2 years ago. I got this job. I work with the special needs, bro. And I lied. I've been in the field for 6 years, but I barely started taking it seriously 2 years ago. And, you know, now I'm in a higher crisis. I do registered behavioral technician. But before that, I was a DSP, which was just a direct support staff. And I was just a glorified babysitter. I caught a case, and my lawyer's like, go get a job. So I went and applied at a place called Sales. I thought we were selling stuff, bro. And I get there, and where's the special needs, bro? And, like, my first day, I'm in there chilling, and my boss walks by, and he's walking with this little girl. She happened to be like I want to be politically correct, like a small person.
Okay.
And walks by, she's waving, nobody tells her hi, and I'm like, oh, good morning, how are you? Fuck you, fat motherfucker. Like, and I was just like, that's hilarious, bro. I got a messed up sense of humor, so that was, like, so funny to me. And I just happen to be good at this, bro. Like, it takes a special person to help these people.
Oh, yeah.
And many Christmases, many Thanksgivings, I was the one cooking for them. I was the one spending time with them, bro, because, like I said, me and my daughter's mom, we separated when she was 2. So we got 10 years, going on 11 years of co-parenting. So with that, it's like, I just hope my daughter comes across somebody like me when she's older once in her day. Like, if she were a special needs person, like, then I would at least want her to be around one person 8 hours a day with a shift or something, you know, somebody who really cares. Like, a lot of people say they care, but they're there for a check, bro.
Correct.
You know, and you can tell, you know, and when you're genuine and when the love's there, like, just this last Sunday, bro, we were talking about, like, what is it that we were made for? What has God made us here to do? Like, we asking, like, what's my purpose? And with that, like, we sit here sometimes, like, is it to make money? Is it to be a face of somebody? Is it to say this? Is it to do that? Sometimes our testimony is through different things. And he was like, you know, did you walk in and you notice that the tables needed to be organized better? That's the gift of administration. Or did you walk in and you were just like, oh, like, this person looks sad and, like, I could feel their pain? The gift of merciness, bro, being merciful. And I'm very merciful, bro. Like, I can feel other people's pain, bro. So like when I see that, like it hurts me, you know. And like coming from being a kid and like all I wanted ever was a family, and then like being a young dad, making a mistake and being the reason why the family's not together, that should hurt for a long time, bro, you know? So now it's just like I just do circle back to living through our kids. Like I lived through my daughter and would get upset sometimes when she wouldn't understand how good she has it. But she has it so good that she don't need to understand.
Right. That's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, that's what we fight for.
Yeah.
That's what we strive for because we didn't have those opportunities. And if we did, they got stripped away for whatever reason, you know. And I always played the blame game. I played the blame game for a very long time. I didn't finish school early because of this, because of him. I didn't, you know, live a comfortable life because of him. I lost my vehicle, you know, when I was younger because of him, you know. And my brother this, my brother that. Like I played the victim for a very long time. And now as I'm older, I it's my fault. I never try to seek help, and I never wanted therapy. I never wanted stuff like that, you know.
That's the man thing to do, quote unquote.
Right.
You know?
And then now, I feel like I don't know, man. Everything happens for a reason. Like I feel like my wife came into the perfect time in my life where she's been playing therapist for the last 16 years. Because she met me during the times where everything was escalating, bro. Like I got a gun put to my head by my old man. Like my typical Mexican thing. My dad would beat up my mom type shit. You know what I mean? So like, as I'm older now, like I feel you. I don't want to look at my kid and tell her you don't know how good you have it because that's not what we're here for.
Yeah,
you know.
And then that's where I find myself, bro, like checking myself. Yeah. You know, because like she like, and then it's like I can't be mad that I made a spoiled girl, bro. You know, and it's just like I love that. Like barely these last couple of weeks, bro. Like when we go out to eat or something, I'll slide her the check and be like, "Look at that." And she'll be like, "Damn." I'm like, "Now, bro, add that up 3 times a week." And she goes, "Well, good thing I don't like eating out of restaurants all the time." I'm like, "Okay, bet." So every time we go to Starbucks, I'm gonna shoot you the little check, bro. Now do your math.
Yeah.
Your little $13 mornings, just Starbucks in the morning.
Jeez.
5 days a week. Do your math. Now they don't count for your nuggets after school, or because my daughter's either in between nuggets or docena de empanadas, bro. It's either $10 or 45. There's no in between with that, bro. You know, and it's just like I'm blessed because all I know is that the bar's been set so high that when it comes to these boys and they're like, "Hey, let's go to Santa Monica and I'll get you chicken Alfredo," and it's like, bro, like my dad used to take me to Santa Monica on a Tuesday, and I hate chicken Alfredo.
Yeah,
like, you know, so it's just
there's nothing your little sucio 15-year-old boy can do for my daughter.
Nothing,
you know what I mean?
Bro, nothing, and it's just like I've already showed her like the player stuff, you know, like the Beamer I have right now, bro. Like my goal is to give it to her freshman, sophomore year.
Yeah, so
you know, even though she wants a Rubicon, that's her thing. Dad, can you give me a Jeep.
Oh, that's what's in right now, brother. That's what's in right now.
It's wild, bro.
Well, that was a banger. You know, to start off, man. Welcome to the Unmasked podcast. Let's kind of reel it back a little bit.
Sir.
Please, brother, introduce yourself to the people.
Oh man, my name is Manuel. I go by Rab though. 32 years old, from Bakersfield, California, East Bakersfield, born and raised. I represent Bakersfield really hard, bro, because we're the armpit of California, but I want to show that there's a lot here, bro. Even in the music scene is dope. If we could quit hating each other, we'd go a lot further. There's a lot of talented people here, whether it comes to clothing brands, whether it comes to music, whether it comes to podcasting. Like, it's a lot of dopeness that's here.
Yeah.
Amongst the dope that's in our city, there's a lot of dope that's been made. Like in one of my songs, bro, like I said, like, you know, my mom did meth and my dad did heroin, so of course I'm a dope guy. You feel me? Like, but it's just, like, I love Bakersfield, bro. That's all I know. You know, like, in my junior year when we lost our house and we had to go to the Southwest, I felt like I was deported. I was like, what the hell? I ain't never been over here on this side. Like, I knew what the West Side was on the other side of Union, but I was like, there's a whole nother set. Like, didn't know what Frontier was, Liberty, like them schools. I'm like, that's crazy, you know?
Bro, you guys lost your house just your junior year? We lost our house
sophomore to junior.
Same, bro. Same, legit, bro.
You know?
Same. So I know the struggles, man. From going from home to home. I grew up in Arvin, so you know I grew up in Arvin, but I lived in Arvin for a very long time. From Santa Maria, so that's where I was originally from. But we moved out here to Arvin, and then my wife and I moved. Well, I moved to Bakersfield. My wife was from Bakersfield, so. But I stayed a long time in the East Side, man. The East Side's a lot of people like to hate on it, man. But there's a beautiful side of that town. It really is, bro. You
bro,
just gotta find it, bro. You gotta look at the what's that saying? Look at the beauty within, or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
like there's so much hate, but when you find the love, bro, there's so much love.
Yeah, bro,
The
there
sense
really
of
is.
community, like even though everyone's from different parts of neighborhoods within the east side, each one of those people are the same exact person.
Yeah, bro.
And they love their area.
Yeah.
Like when Nipsey said, bro, like, you know, we would go out there looking for the other people, and you wasn't gonna look at no square. You wasn't gonna look at this person or that. You were looking for yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody who walks like you, somebody who looks like you, your mannerisms. And
Yeah.
we're all the same people. We just happen to grow up on different sides.
Isn't that crazy, bro? How a freeway separates everybody here in town? Like, it's insane to me. Especially not being from Bakersfield, right?
Yeah,
so like you said, you didn't know what a Frontier or Liberty was. Shit, I didn't know. The only other school that I knew besides Arvin, obviously I play sports, but like that I knew was like Golden Valley and Foothill, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know about a Ridgeview, I was like, what are these Garces? I didn't know these schools,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. And it was funny because I remember, like you say, Garces and like Frontier. I remember being like sophomore, junior when MySpace was popping, bro, and like getting at girls from the other side of town, and like they legit, like I would feel, bro, like I was a zoo animal to them because it was like, oh my god, like I'm in danger, and it's just like that's wild, bro. Like, you know, going over there, hanging out with these girls, and then like they're just like not even. The word wouldn't be admiring me, bro, but like how is it that when you look at a lion through like like it was like a sense of like, that's so cool. I'm kind of scared. This is cool. Like, and it was crazy because like the more into it you were, like you would see the same girls because they were just like
circling.
It's
bro, isn't that crazy though? Like, it's like everything is a world closed off and we don't know something about
the
that.
Matrix, bro. It's the Matrix. We're so grown to know only what we know. Like, you know, like for me to like not to know different from the east side until I was 16, 17. And then after that, bro, like I remember being 18, 19 going to LA for the first time. And driving by myself, bro, and then like turning off on a semi runoff ramp thinking it was an exit, bro, and like I'm stuck in the rocks, bro.
How did that happen?
Oh, I thought it was the exit, bro. Smoking weed with the homies who coming from the X Games, and then like I go off and I'm
X
like,
Games?
Yeah, this is back.
No shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. Shout out my baby mama back then. Like she got it for me, bro, and like I just held onto the tickets and.
X Games is fire, man.
Yeah,
I grew up watching
bro.
that too.
I used to skate, bro. So that's where my
rollerblade here, brother. You know? I used to rollerblade.
But like, you know, I'm a very confident fat guy, bro. Because
same.
I come from skateboarding to where it's only you and that piece of wood, bro.
Yeah.
You can't blame nobody else. Like, that's why, like, I just came across a post on Instagram, bro, and then, like, it just shows the camaraderie of skateboarding. Like, when things are bad at home, bro, just you and that board and an iPod shuffle, bro, going crazy. Circa Survive, Seos, and slapping or something, bro.
Lupe Fiasco back in the day, right?
Me? Like, pushing back to... But it's funny that I do rap music, but I grew up listening to rock.
Yeah.
I was an emo kid, a scene kid, bro. Like, back, you know.
Hey, you sure we're not twins, dog? Like, real talk?
Bro,
that's
like,
crazy.
Hey,
only the mustache too, bro. This is crazy.
So it's God's plan, bro. That's all I can say is it's God's plan. Like, you reaching out for me accepting it. You know, German being in the middle of it. Me getting from there, being in touch from my homie who does MMA at Burgos, and then learning the Burgos family.
I saw that. I thought you were doing training at Burgos.
Trying to train a bit, and then like my schedule just wasn't working, and I'm such a loyal person that I don't want to train somewhere else. So like when I can, I'll go to Burgos. You know? But it's just in me, bro. But like I said, this is all God's work, bro. God's plan. Like when you told me like we're kind of nervous, I'm like, bro, like I'm extremely nervous. I'm nervous and kind of scared, bro, because like I've been learning that like anxiety and fear is a demon.
Yeah.
Like that's not natural.
Yeah.
Being scared and nervous, that's a natural human's instinct, bro. So like being able to overcome it and push through it is where everything's at. Like.
You know where it makes me nervous? It's not so much. I can talk to people all day.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not it's reciprocated.
Yes.
That's where I feel nervous, right? If whether or not I'm doing you justice as a human, as a person, where you can get your story out and I'm not like on you about, oh, let's do this. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's your podcast, bro. Like it's your time to talk. It's your time to really let out like whatever you want to let out. And that's what I've noticed from the last 35 videos I've done. Like this goes south in a positive way so quick.
Yeah.
And it's like, a lot of my homies never really believe in therapy. A lot of my homies never really, they're old school Mexican parents. So like they enjoy this. A lot of my homies, or because some of my homies that have been locked up and stuff as well, like they just enjoy talking, and it's crazy to me, bro. I never thought it'd be possible, to be able to let loose like this.
And it comes, bro, because before, like, let's say if we would have did this before I crashed and shit, like my energy would be different, bro. Like I would have been on some like, if y'all need something, let me know. Da da da. We could do the music.
Yeah.
We doing this, we doing that, like just super, like But like I just been guided by God, bro. Like that, like I said, like my whole point of this is like God's there, because I crashed like 10 feet away, 15 feet away from going to work. So for like 4 or 5 weeks until I moved houses, like I had to pass the crash site every day. And I crashed on a Sunday, went back to work that Thursday, seen it. I parked, bro. I've cried more in these 8 weeks than I've ever cried in my whole life, bro. Just letting go and letting loose. Like I tear up and cry all the time now, bro. Like it's fine, like because before, like you can't cry.
Right.
Like I remember being little and being at other people's houses when my mom would take me to go score her dope or whatever, and like I just sit there and watch other kids play, and she's like, "You better not cry and ask for them toys. Like sit there, suck them tears up." So like that's where I come from, So I'm in the whip, bro, and I'm breaking down and like having a panic attack and crying and shit, and like my staff come through and like talk to me and tell me it's cool. So I get in there, bro. They dapping me up, hugging me like, hey, like, thank you for being here. Like, to know that I made a big difference in their life and changing in their lives, bro. So later on in the day, we take our resident out to go on an outing, and I'm talking to one of my staffs, and I'm just letting her know what I've been through in my life and what I've overcame and all the things I've dodged when I should have been dead. And she hit me with the CODIS and was just like, you don't even know God's been with you the whole time, and you're barely realizing it. And I was just driving, bro, and I was just like, you ain't wrong.
That hits.
Bro, and it's just like to think about everything that I've gone through. And like I said, bro, I've done the I was into the Santa Muerte, bro. I was into lighting velas. I was into talking to the devil. I was into being evil and like all like, and then going to church, just knowing that all Satan needs is just permission and temptation, bro. With Job, he was like, of course, Job loves you. You've given him everything. He's fruitful. He has it all. And he was like, okay, do what you want to him. Just don't kill him. Bro took his family, took his work, took his health, and still Job didn't curse him, bro. So I'm just like, come on, because he said, like, my biggest thing, bro, is what was hard for me was I took a video of my daughter and we're out getting fruta, and I played the Bible now. My Bible app is just always playing, and it goes, as I'm recording her, like, you're so beautiful, you're amazing. In the background, it says, those who love their father more than me are not worthy. Those who love their mother more than me are not worthy. Those who love their son or daughter are not worthy. Those who won't pick up their cross and follow me are not worthy. So then these past couple of weeks, I've been praying, like, show me how to love you more than I love my daughter. Because for the longest, my daughter's what saved me, bro. When I had my daughter and I held her, the darkness and emptiness just went away. And I would tell people, like, pray to my daughter, bro, not to God. And then I remember this, bro. She's 2 years old. I'm working at the Target distribution center before I started going really, really crazy in the streets. Like, and I don't say the streets like I'm a gangbanger and woo-woo, but, like, I've been a hustler my whole life, bro. So I'm in there and, like, somebody, like, bro, over a forklift. We're working the 312, so I'm doing my 32 hours or 36 hours, and, it's almost lunch line shit, bro. Like, everyone's running, and I'm just like, come on, walk in, bro. The closest forklift is to me, and some fool, like, gets on it. I got it. And I'm like, bro, I beat you up, bro. Like, I smack the shit out you. Don't think that this invisible clock in time is a safety net, bro. Like, there's a lot of opportunity. And then the older lady overheard me telling us, you better pray to God, bro. You better pray to my daughter that I don't see you in the parking lot. And she goes, Mijo, like, why did you tell him pray to your daughter? And I was just like, cause she's the reason why. And this is sat with me for the longest. She goes, how can you love the creation and not the creator? And I was like, I'm the creator. And she goes, no, Mijo, you're not. He created her for you. And like, bro, like, that sat with me for years trying to understand that. And like, now I finally get it, bro. 10 years later, but I had to go through what I've gone through for this to work.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't just force it on yourself, bro.
No, bro. And it was always like the more that they worked for me, because it was like a big homie. I ask you for something, you give it to me. But if I promise you something, I got to give it.
Yeah.
And she takes tenfold.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I understand that patience is key.
Yeah.
I've lived such a fast life that being this slow is like, ooh, like.
You know, you're the third person to talk to me about the story of Job in 3 podcasts straight.
And the crazy part about this, bro, is 3 weekends ago. Trip out. 3 weekends ago, I'm talking to one of my staff because I used to be a house manager. Now I'm just a shift lead.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to one of my staffs, and I was like, "You ever heard the story of Job?" Playing with it, bro. Never really looked into the story of Job until 3 weeks ago. But that name just, I don't know why, it just clicked. That morning, I read Luke 10, 11, 12, and 13, those chapters. And then I met some older man. He's a jeweler, bro, named Mario from downtown. And I go in there, and I'm just like, "Hey, man, how we doing today?" And, bro, he just dived in so deep on the book of Job, dived in so deep on Luke chapter 10, 11, 12, and 13. And I was just playing with it in the morning. And then it's just crazy how everything is just back to back, bro.
Damn.
God's good, brother.
God
God's
is
good,
good.
you know?
God is good.
And
Let's talk about something that you brought up earlier. Let's talk about your businesses. I really
sir.
want to dive into that. Well, we'll come back to that. It's just you caught me off guard, bro. I'm telling you, third person, straight, back to back to back, and it's a blessing.
It is, bro, and it means something, you know? Whether we got to get back in and read that chapter and re-decipher it and like see what it's saying.
You know why it's crazy to me, and then we'll jump into your businesses. It's crazy to me, brother, because literally 3 weeks, three weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, but my girl's been she just got done with cancer treatment, so I feel like everything's just like domino effect right now, right? So everything's falling back into place, and then so she's finally recovered, and she just got done with radiation last week, and
God bless, bro.
yeah, it's a blessing. And the last 2 weeks have been some of the hardest weeks of my life. But you talking about the story of Job again, I'm telling you, the last 3 podcasts, if you watch them with my brother, with Jose, El Empresario,
I had seen,
I
bro.
talked about the story of Job, and so it's not a coincidence.
It's
You know what I
not,
mean?
brother. It's not. And then where's it at, bro? He said his first thing. Boom, boom, boom. That's going on. He's blameless. Satan, he goes while he's speaking. So this is the one that got me, bro, where I go with my business partner. And he tells him, yeah, Job has good reason to fear God. You've always put the wall of protection around him and his home and his property. You've made him prosper in everything he does. Look how rich he is. But reach out and take everything away, and he will surely curse you to your face. And he goes, all right, you may test him. The Lord said to Satan, do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but do not harm him physically. So Satan left the Lord's presence. One day, Job's sons and daughter were feasting. The oldest brother's house. A messenger arrived to Job's home, and the news is, your oxen were plowing with the donkeys feeding beside them when the Sebans raided us. They stole all the animals and killed all the farmhands, and I'm the only one who escaped to tell you. While he's still speaking, another messenger arrives with this news. The fire of God has fallen from heaven and burned up your sheep and all your shepherds. I'm the only one who escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, a third messenger arrives with this news. 3 bands of Chalid's raiders have stolen your camels and killed your servants. I'm the only one who escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another messenger arrives with this news. Your son and daughters were feasting in their oldest brother's home. Suddenly a powerful wind swept from the wilderness and hit the house on all sides. The house collapsed, and your children are dead. I'm the only one who escaped to tell you this. Job stood up and tore his robe in grief, then shaved his head and fell to the ground and said, I came naked from my mother's womb, and I will leave naked when I leave. The Lord gave me what I have, and the Lord taketh away. Praise the name of the Lord. So when shit hits, bro, back to back to back to back to back, it's because we're being tested. And that's why it circles back to not loving anything more than God.
Yeah.
And it's hard because the part is the spirit versus the flesh. And I'm in such a battle of that right now, bro, because my flesh wants one thing, but I know my spirit needs something else.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's just...
I feel like I'm the same way, bro. Same way. Yo, that's crazy, bro.
Hey, bro, God's good, bro. Even through the midst of it all. Like I said, like right now, bro, like I had to relieve my comforts, and my comfort was my finances. Always being able to know that I can move something and make something and pay a bill. Like I've given it up completely, bro. And I'm at the scariest that I've ever been, but I trust God so much.
Yeah.
Like I trust God so much right now. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Of how much I'm not worried. I'm scared, don't get me wrong. And I'll probably pray in the car after this, bro, to continue to just be like, keep your hands on me, bro. Like, you know, lift all impurities out of my heart that are going to keep me away from you. I've lived so long away, bro, and it feels good being here.
Yes.
And I was a very strong soldier for the devil, bro. Put the homie out here out front you. Don't even trip. Just get it to me when you can. Oh, you want some more? There it is. Like, boom, boom, boom. My barber today, and he goes, he's all on a sick one, bro. 8 in the morning, 9, all pericao, you feel me? And the little homies is there racking up food, whatever, you know. And I'm like, hey, but I'm not here to judge you guys, dog. Remember, God's best people were murderers, thieves, and drunks and prostitutes, dog. So, Spencer, do your thing. You feel I'm not even tripping. And he was just like, hey, pa, ain't it crazy that we'll serve somebody and they'll be like, oh, can you bless me? And he goes, that's crazy work, and I was like, yeah, pa, but it is a blessing depending on who you're praying to. And all Panicao just, why you fuck me like that, dog? And it's just, you know, and it was just, it just works that way, bro, because all I got to do is just sprinkle a little in. These seeds, like, you know, I left them for a couple of weeks ago with someone else to do a business partnership. It didn't work out, but it's cool. But I was cheating on my barber, bro. Like I said, I cheat on my girl before I cheat on my plug and my barber. And, like, I ain't got a plug no more. And I was cheating on my barber, bro. And I was just like, man. So then I came back. And he's like, I could see it, but you're different. He's like, you don't even wiggle no more, huh? And I was like, mm-mm. He goes, I don't know why. I don't know what told me, but I know you don't. And then we just got into a God conversation that day. And randomly throughout the couple of days, bro, texting me like, hey, Paul, like, God's talking to me. I was like, listen. You know, and then we get another haircut, and he's just like, hey, Paul, like, you always talked right to me, whether it was in the game or not. Now you speaking as God to me. And it's like, I'm getting older, and I can't be dumb. And I was like, you right. And then even still the midst of it, he hit yeah, Paul, but, you know, God is just, and I was like, there it is, fool. It's like, it's fighting, you know, it's the flesh versus the spirit. Your flesh is here, but your spirit is speaking to you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I've always knew I was here for a bigger purpose than what it was. Like, you know, like I said, like, my music was never a positive message, but spend some time and talk to me, bro, and you're going to see what it was. You know, I use the nonsense to break in and make you comfortable, and then I punch you in the face with God, bro. You know, so.
Yeah, you're a very good speaker, my friend. I'm going to tell you that. I was nervous, bro. Obviously, I've always been a chicken, dog. I've always been scared of trying something different. Scared of not necessarily having a conversation, because obviously we're having a great conversation, but like scared of like letting people in because I've been jabbed so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's God's purpose, bro. It's God's purpose. It really is. It's crazy and beautiful at the same time how you're speaking and how you truthfully you're speaking, because I've spoken to people where I'm just like, you're full of shit. And I don't see that.
Yeah, bro. And it's just
that's a respect thing, bro. I
appreciate it, brother. It's love, you know.
Yeah, and I really don't, bro.
And it's love, bro. Like, you know, and then like all I've ever had is my truth.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like whenever I thought of like haters, I'm like, fool, if you guys knew, like, you don't want to be here. Trust me. Like, you think it's cool and all this because I make it look good. I make a lot look good. Like, you know, I can make a cup of soap, I look fire. You feel me? Like, we have the same exact ingredients, but you need these, bro. You need this. Like, you know, like, my cup's always half full. It's never empty. Even when I spilled it, I'm like, okay, let me get the agarra and we're going to put it back in. It might be a little, but it's still more than nothing. You feel me? So it's like, and then when I got into working out, my homie, like, blessed friend, bro, he's always told me pennies add up to $1 and crumbs make a cake. You put in a little bit, but at least you got off the couch today versus somebody else stayed there and thought about it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, so
that's a fact.
All of my ideas, bro, and like I went and refreshed my Instagram, bro. It wasn't titties no more or nothing. It's all positivity.
No
now,
gooning.
Bro.
No more gooning.
You saw that one?
I did.
Oh, bro, so I'm like 6 minutes into that video, bro, and my daughter walks in, and it's at the part when he's in there. Yeah, I wanted a family, and then God just blesses me with this type of son. So then I pause it, and she goes, "You talked to your dad one time, and you're still watching these types of videos?" She roasts me, bro, and I'm like, oh, man. Like, my daughter's so player, bro. It's hilarious. Yeah. But it comes back to just, like, all the positivity stuff, bro. It says, like, God didn't put this vision inside of me because he's seen my bank account. He didn't put this plan in front of me because he's seen that I had the finances to do it. Like, right now, I don't. And it's crazy that I have this mindset now that I don't have the money versus when I did have the money. I would have got lost in the sauce, and who knows what would have happened.
A lot of people do, bro. A lot of people don't realize that. Not that money's not important, but it's the
faith, bro.
It's the faith,
and that's where it's at right now. God's testing me because it's like this is the brokest I've ever been, bro. My bills are paid. Don't get me wrong, but this is the brokest I've ever been, and it's so uncomfortable. But this is my growing, bro.
Yeah.
So we can tie it into my business, like I said. Like
yes, please.
My brand's name is Feria. And the reason why I named it Feria is because Feria is not a legit term for money. You got to be from the streets. My favorite saying from next Friday, Baby Joker, hey, check out Feria. You feel me? Like, if you're not from there, you don't know what Feria means. Mm-hmm. You think of dinero. Mm-hmm. When I talk to, isn't dinero's money in Spanish, right? And I was like, it is. But Feria is another on the thing, you know? But it sounds foreign to the other people. They're like, oh, Feria, like, where's that from? Italy? Like, nah, it's that cross, bro, of what I want. And it's like what my brand means, bro. It's the bridge between the hustlers, the go-getters, the people who want it. I'm not quite yet Gucci, but I'm not quite yet a AAA. I'm in the middle, bro. People from the mud who want more, who strive to be more. That's who I represent. That's who I want rocking my clothing, bro. You know, and this shirt is my breaking necks, cashing checks, you know, and on the back I got a broken heart and it says La Mala Vida. And a lot of people have asked me since my change, is like, oh, why do you still wear La Mala Vida? And I was like, because at one point, La Mala Vida me encanta, and that was my way of living. Like, I loved the Mala Vida. I was going to get it tatted, like, you know, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, but my brand is to represent everyone because I got this next shirt that says across the chest, do good to those that curse you and bless all those that hate you. And on the back, I got my panda with the upside down cross, an angel with an AK, a bag of money. But coming up, like, iridescent is the cross. Because I'm not there yet, bro. I got a lot way to go.
Yeah.
But, like, this is where I'm coming from. And it was going to be layered like this. But I told the homie to layer it this way, put the cross on top of it. Because I'm not here no more. But I don't discriminate nobody. Like, if you're still there, I love you still. Do your thing, you know?
Oh, yeah. We all have our...
You know,
we all have our moment.
And I can't wait till I'm 100% over there, bro. So my clothing represents it. I can't wait till my music translates into that, you know? Like, when I got baptized, bro, they missed my mouth. Like, they hit me bowing like that. But I believe it happened that way because I got to be able to preach God in this raw way that I do, whether it's cussing, however I compare it, you know, like, compare this to that, like, it has to be this way because the people who are around me ain't going to understand if I'm prim and proper.
Yeah.
If I hit them with the great word of God and I pull up on a bike with a tuxedo and shit, like, they're not going to fuck with it, bro, you know? So everything's going the way it's supposed to.
My question that I was very interested in asking you, Panda. You like everything with the panda.
So
Everything panda. If you don't mind me asking, like, what does the panda
originally,
represent?
bro, the panda represented like it was a lot of stuff. When I first into the Illuminati, the black and white, the dualism, the contrast, and then it went into I'm a big guy, I'm really nice and goofy, but if you mess with me, you could die.
Right.
And then it's crazy that I incorporated the upside down cross because to me it was the devil, 666, But one day, bro, I got checked by some girl and she told me like, oh, why do you even have the cross up there? And I was like, oh, for Satan. And she goes, that's not even what it was. The upside down cross represented people when they didn't felt that they were worthy of the love of God. And I was like, dang.
I didn't know that.
So the upside down cross, this whole time I've been feeling that I'm unworthy of the love of God. And that just, and I rock with it still, So when I do be able to tell people like, there's been so much God within everything that I do that I didn't even know that it's seeping out and telling me now, bro.
Yeah.
Because people like we wear this now, bro, as a statement, as a fashion. Like I don't have God on here. If you like, I remember being younger and people would come up to me and talk about God and I knew enough to shut you up. If you pulled up with God on your cross, I'm not listening to you because that's blasphemy. God isn't on the cross. He's walking amongst us.
Correct.
Once he decides to get back on, we have resurrection. That's what we have to deal with. So with that being said, back to this, we wear this as a fashion statement, but back in the day when you wore the cross, that was jail. That was jail. So, when he was up there with the two other guys, one guy was guilty of everything he did and did not believe him. Oh, well, if you're Almighty God, why don't you save us? Save us. Help us out. And then the other guy's like, why do you mock him? And then the other guy had eternal life while the other one had to deal with it.
Yeah.
So then the cross started representing God in that. So then moving forward, when it got turned upside down, it was put for people who felt they were unworthy of God's love.
Right.
The symbolism changes. Same thing with the swastika. It's known as hate. But before that, it was a symbol of love. Mm-hmm. So it just gets, it's so deep, bro.
Symbolism, right? Symbolism is crazy, bro.
So the panda is just basically something that just happened and I stuck with it and it became a mixtape cover one time when I was like 19 and then I just ran with it and made everything pandas, bro.
It's dope, bro. I'm gonna tell you something though. When we first started messaging and then you liked one of the messages and you liked the panda, it threw me off. Like, yeah. I didn't know whether to like respond and be like, what the fuck? Or like just laugh, but I was like, once I started going through your profile, I was like, oh, it's something symbolic for him. So I was like, I'll wait for the podcast.
Yeah, bro.
Just to ask what it was. It just threw me out. It was like a curveball, bro. I was like,
and it's funny because a lot of people think that, bro. Like, what the fuck the panda mean? It's like, that's my version of the heart, bro.
Yeah, it's dope.
Like, like everybody who meets me, like they always save my name with a panda next to it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's player, bro.
It's dope, bro. Yeah. Let's kind of get into you have another line of business, no, as well?
Yes, so
you just started?
I bought you some cards for it as well, brother. So
hell yeah.
So you can pass it on. So basically, bro, my new business adventure is with the homie Ernesto. He brought me into it and it's called Baseline Productions, bro. So basically what it is that we help people out with their websites. If they have a website, we help them out, get it to a better standing. If they need logos, we help them out with logos. You get 100% ownership. There's no AI. There's nothing. It's completely creative.
Oh, no way.
So we do that. Help people get their LLCs, show them the right way. Like I'm not a gatekeeper, bro. I like being number one out of a million.
Yeah.
If I'm number one and I'm the only one playing, there's no point.
Right.
So the reason why I put baseline, bro, is because I want to get everyone to a baseline. So we work together, we do this, we get the contract, you work with me, I work with you, figure out what you want to do, and I get you to here. This is your baseline. You can continue to move with this, but if you want to elevate it and get a new baseline, there's you are as well. But there's a baseline of everything we do. So like this, like you started in 2012, your baseline was down here.
Yeah.
Now for 2023, your baseline's up here.
Right.
But if 2012 would see you and be like, oh, damn, bro's doing it. Yeah. But that's your baseline. And it's like, I read it the other day where it's like, you don't see progression because you keep raising the bar. So that's my goal with that, bro, is just to help people out. Like, if you want to do it, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be a hater. I'm going to give you the sauce. I'm going to show you how to do it. That's with me and my homie. And then back into this new entrepreneurship that I'm going through with my mentor, is like LeBron James had a mentor.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson had a mentor. Tobey Maguire, Leonardo DiCaprio, they all have coaches. They all have mentors. Back to the thing of working out, you wouldn't take advice from somebody who's doing worse than you, bro. Like if you were able to retire your wife, purchase a house for your parents, get out of debt, and do all these things, I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
And especially where I come from, like, you know, if you can show me how to get the money in, I don't got to worry about going to jail. Let's do it, you know? So that's just everything I'm doing right now, bro. Like I said, that the Fetty is my company for my clothes. That represents me. The Baseline Productions is what I do to try to help out other people. And this new entrepreneurship is where I'm at, and it's basically an opportunity, bro. We're America isn't the land of the free; it's the land of opportunity. A lot of people come; their parents have immigrated over here. Like your parents didn't immigrate for you over here to be mediocre. They didn't come here for you to work 9 to 5 every day and be stuck in a box.
Right.
Like, you know, like, yeah, do your 9 to 5. Don't quit your job. But what are you doing from 5 to 10? Bro, back to the thing. Let me show you.
That's what I've been a strong believer of. We work Sunday to Sunday, baby.
There it is.
Editing, recording, whatever it is, you know.
On May 11th, bro, we were doing on What Was I Made For? Ways We're Wasting Our Lives, bro. For a fact, bro, 17 years of our life is spent on a screen. That's where we're moving forward to, bro. Living for approval, pursuing stuff over significance, staying in toxic cycles, bro. Waiting for the perfect time, comparing instead of contributing, ignoring God's voice. All day, bro, we're sitting there and we're stuck in this cycle. Like, I want to do more. What can I do that's more? And then back on Instagram. Oh, that motivated me. Double tap, bro. Yeah, I did it. Now we're back on Facebook. All in the cheeseman with our tias, bro. Because, you know, Facebook is for the tias, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
like, oh, damn, Tia Maria's tripping on here. I put in and clean his fucking gallos, you know? But it's just like, I've already had an open mind and expanded, bro. And, like, luckily, like, the trap has taught me that there's more. Like, skateboarding will show you your worth, how good you are. The trap will show you your worth, how good you are. This entrepreneurship of where I'm at, bro, is basically showing me how good I am, how hard am I willing to work. Because he's coming, my mentor's telling me, like, if you spend 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 hours a month, you have a possibility of earning 20,000 or 40,000 extra a year. How much could that help somebody? You know, that's somebody's annual.
So, yeah, bro.
That's somebody's annual, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and then from me to, like, you know, playing with bricks and, like, breaking down, and, like, those are the same numbers in 6 months. But looking around, making sure it's safe, and, you know, and I talk about it openly because, like, I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
So, it, you know, it's cool. And, like, you know, the first time I got in trouble, bro, I was looking at 10 years. My daughter was 6, 7, and I'm like, she could be everything that I hate in women. No dad, being stuck out there, going guy to guy, looking for the love, looking for the approval. Like, you know, like, and it sucks. And I don't say, like, I hate women, but it's just, like, there's the characteristics that a lot of these females all carry when you're out there in the dating pool, when you're out there just hooking up, when you're out there in the hookup culture, that they're all just looking for a sense of love.
Yeah.
Looking for a sense of approval. Yeah. Looking for a sense of wanting and being, bro. And as a girl dad, that's what I never want her to have to feel. Never, you know? So with that, like, if I can take this entrepreneurship seriously, and who knows where I'll be in 6 months, to show people and be like, hey, like, it's there, but you have to want it.
Right.
Like, this isn't a get-rich scheme. This isn't something that's promised. It's an opportunity. What a lot of people's parents came to do. How many people's parents came here, didn't know any English, and worked their way here?
90% of them, bro.
My Theo, bro, who died from cancer.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. That's what a man was to me, bro. He came here, walked from Michoacan, walked here. Didn't know any English. Learned his way, made it to school, became a boss at Rain for Ram, bro. Before he died, his face is on the pamphlet of the new training. Like, when you go there to be a trainer and you get hired on, his face is on there. And I just, you know, before he died, I just hate that I couldn't take the opportunity, because I was like, Mijo, there's always a job here for you. But I was never going to waste that on my Theo. Like, because I held him to a very high standard and taught me how to drive standard when I was 8 years old. But I've been driving since I was 8 because of him, you know. I fell in a canal trying to get a box and almost died, and this fool dived in there and saved me, bro, full clothes. Like, you know, he's what was a man to me, bro. Showed me how to do that, like, you know, stand up for the right things, do what you believe in and everything, you know. So I know he's looking down on me and seeing my change and seeing where I'm going, you know, and it's just, it's an opportunity. That's what this entrepreneurship's about, bro. It's about having, it's about giving an opportunity to people.
Yeah.
Like my mentor makes 6 figures. Cuz don't have to sit down and talk to me. He don't have to show me how to do it, but he can see that I'm hungry. He can see that I want it. And that's the thing. Like, it's a 2%er thing, bro. Like 98% of people hear it and then go talk to the coworker like, hey, guess what? That'll never work. I said, oh, you right. But let's just continue to work these days here.
People are fearful of change, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we talk all this shit about old people, or even myself. I talk a lot of crap about old people and how they're afraid of change. Us as youngins, as people in our 30s, even early 20s, we're all scared of change, bro. It's just different aspects of change that we're scared of.
And I just don't want to be that 65-year-old in a badass Corvette eating up both the lanes because I can't see no more. I got my dream car, but am I able to enjoy it?
No.
You know, like if the opportunity was given to you, bro, to buckle down the next 5 years, I'll be 30. I'll be 38 to buckle down. And if I can at least get an extra 100,000 a year, bro, what that can do. But the opportunity's there.
Yeah.
I'm very optimistic, bro. Like, if you give me a chance, I'm going to run through it. Like I've always said, bro, you don't even got to show me the door. Just tell me what color it is, what side the doorknob's on, and point me that way.
Run with it, bro.
You know,
you
and
that's
the plan, bro. Like I said, it's safe, bro. Like when my homie got into jiu-jitsu and he got into the MMA and like we went out there and my boy's record's not that good, but I love him. You know, we get out there and it's just like, he's like, "Bah, I'm nervous." I'm like, "Bah, you're safe. You either gonna win, get choked out, or slept. We're not getting jumped. We ain't gonna get stabbed. Nobody gonna shoot us after this. After 12 minutes, ya estuvo, it's done. Yeah. It's safe. It's safe, bro."
I've never thought about it that way, bro. Swear to God. I've never thought about it that way. I've always looked at it as just an MMA event, but I've never looked at it as, oh, what happens after? What if?
How many times, bro?
I've gone to 5 events, not 6 events, not one fight have I seen at the 559 events.
None. And the thing is, bro, is when you come across real dangerous people don't push the line because it can get ugly quick. Like going back to your homies who've been locked up. Real fools like that have a bunch of respect. Hey, disculpe, like, how are we doing? Hey, Spencer, I'm gonna walk by or something like, oh, I didn't mean to. Like, you know, and it's very humbling because they know where it can go. People who ain't never really done anything are the little guys who are like, what do you want to do? Yeah. Don't know how serious it can be.
So crazy, bro. Now that I realize it, not one fight, and I've taken my daughter too,
bro. So
the 2.5-year-old I've taken, bro.
The first fight we went to, I took my daughter, and they sat so it was the opponent and us, right behind each other, you know, and it was just like, one, we're up north, bro. We're already in the bad area.
Yeah, not
in a bad area, but we're already out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I was already like, oh, I got my daughter with me, so I'm already on extra toes, and then it's like. It was a loss by decision. So there was opportunity to blah, blah, blah. Us on this side felt some way, and him on them side felt some way, but both the fighters didn't feel no way. Right. So we had to follow suit.
Oh,
like I can't start tripping if my boy ain't tripping, and they can't be tripping if he's not like saying it's okay. So it's like that's where it's so dope being a part of that, because it's like you don't know what these fools did the last 6 weeks to be able to be there. And for a stupid-ass friend to fuck it up and then they can't compete no more. Mm-hmm. You know, like, we got to love them, but can't love them more than...
You know, I was really aggressive my brother's last fight, bro. I'm not sure if you got to watch it on YouTube, but homie threw a fake-ass spinning back.
The handshake, bro? Yeah.
If you listen closely when you get home...
I did.
I was so burnt, bro.
And...
Something like that would have... If there was someone... of his team or family, friends, it would Me screaming that would have tripped him.
No,
it would
so
have tripped
it
him
was
out.
like
You know what I mean? But that was bullshit.
So my coach, bro, he fought at the Valley Fight Series a couple months ago, and he won, I think, by decision or tap out. But like he was doing jiu-jitsu, and his people wanted him to fight, and no, it was a Bakersfield combat. They did something, bro, and like we're just in there, and it's just like the people are talking shit, and we're talking trash back, you know, because at the end of the day, there's no fear in nobody,
Right?
you know. But people can't get mad like that, and it's just like it's crazy because one of the homies is related to that dude that German fought, and it's just like
It's a double-edged sword.
It is, bro, you know? Because my whole thing was, he's from up north. That's how they move, and that's just how just how I'm raised, bro. Yeah. You know, so I can't help but not think that. But it's like, you know, like it's supposed to.
At that point, it's respect. Let's touch. Let's fight. Let's get down. Yeah, let's scrap. But there was no touch, bro.
No, it was.
That's what pissed me off.
It was a 42 fake.
Yeah, it was a fake ass shit, bro.
You know, and it's just like, but when you're in there, protect yourself at all times.
Right, and that's why it's a double-edged sword. And that's why I told German from the first fight he ever had at 5-5, I said, don't ever touch gloves with these motherfuckers. Never. Just in general, like when I see fighters at the UFC events, you know, touch gloves, I'm like, don't. For what?
Yeah.
Touch the gloves. That's why you tap right before the fight. Boxers never touch gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they're in the middle of the ring and they're cool, let's do it, touch gloves.
Like the one with Mayweather when like old boy was like
with Ortiz
something and he just beat slept him.
Yeah, with Ortiz.
And it's like, you know, it's
be ready at all times. And that's why I told John, I was like, you would have been a real, bro. You would have been a meme.
You know, and it's just but that has a lot to do with us more than them.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm sure he wasn't burnt about it.
Oh, he was burnt after.
You know, but
not during the time. Like he and this is in the last podcast with Jeremiah. I told I think his name's Enrique, the fighter. I was like, mad respect. He put on a show. No, he went in there. He's a dog.
And the crazy part is before this fight, I'm still a very big fan of him, but I'm always home team.
Yeah.
Always home team, bro. Like every other fight, like I rooted for bro and everything when he had long hair and the braids. And I was like, Dio, shit. Like I like how he fights.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
But I'm always hometown, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Like if I'm out somewhere and somebody's from Bakersfield, I'm with them.
Yeah.
Off the jump.
What was I saying? Fucking double-edged sword. I don't know, but regardless, double-edged sword. I get it. German was burnt after the fact. He's like, damn, I really could have been real. I was like, yeah, well, you could have been real.
But it's also a head game, bro.
Yeah.
Because it would have came in and he would have did that and let him get pissed and lose his whole game.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to make contact for him to knock him off, but he bit down and just stayed on game, bro.
I think I was the most irritated I ever, and it's crazy, bro. I feel so bad. German's church group was right next to us, and I screamed. I've never gotten up so angry in my life.
Big brother or little brother?
Big brother.
That of course.
I got up at the top of my lungs, bro, and then the church group next to me were like, "Oh," I was like, "My bad."
And of course, because it's like, let's say if it was at a park, bro. And it was on some like, hey, like I gotta catch this fade real quick. You get there, bro. If that would have happened, you would have jumped in.
It's just a big brother, you know. And again,
big brother, bro.
Yeah, and to Enrique, dog, like it's no, like as a human being, like I respect him. You know, it's all love for everybody. It's just an instant thing. You know, at the end of the day, no grudges are whole. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I'm just like. I know. Even on the YouTube video when they posted, I was like, "Fake ass fucking spinning back fist," and I deleted it. But I was like, "Chill." I was like, "It's your brother's image." Like at the end of the day, you're not fighting. He is.
Yeah.
If he's not saying nothing, don't say nothing. At the end of the day, everybody's a fighter. Everybody's there to get their bag and expand their career.
Oh yeah, bro.
So it's my respect to everybody at 559.
And it's love, bro. Like I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, you were telling me, bro. I'm super excited for your homie.
Yeah,
super. So it's for the title too, dog. That's insane. Yeah,
there, bro. You know, so. He fought for the title at the BCP fights, his last one, and lost the decision to
Bakersfield Combat. Oh, he did fight at BCP.
Yeah. So, you know.
Who did he fight against?
Armando, I believe. He's out of King's MMA.
Yes.
So it's crazy, though, because, like, I've gotten close with a lot of these people through, I'm not going to say close, but, like, talking to my Instagram, like, the one my homie fought at the fairgrounds.
You were there?
Yeah.
I was there, too.
I was corner man for him, you know, Jesus.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Okay. So they went in there and like right at the end they bust heads and like busted his eyebrow and shit and like I don't know if you remember they were fighting on the ground and when he got up like my boy threw a kick from the floor like he was kneed out and he like kicked him in the head being off his back But it's just like, you know, it's crazy because in the moment, like, I'm tripping, bro. Because like where we come from, it's like, and I just have to watch, like, man, like, you know. But then it's like at the end of it, it's what they want to do, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know.
It's like the feelings got to go out the window.
Oh yeah, bro. But then that's spinning it back into our religion and relationships, bro. It's like the devil gets you when you're emotional, when you're in a clear mind. Like they say, bro, you can't see your reflection in boiling water.
Yeah.
Same way, you got to wait till the water's cool. Like, I've always been one not to move off emotion and off of very logical, bro, because with a choice you make when you're upset lasts forever, those feelings don't. There's been plenty of times where, like, you know, like, I just have to bite my tongue, sit in the whip, because if you were to say something, like, words hurt, bro. And the type of person I am, I say what I mean and mean what I say. So when I argue with people and, like, they say something and I'm just like, okay. And then later, hey, dog, my fault. Like, I didn't mean it. You did mean it. Yeah. You feel a way about it now, but you meant that. Yeah. Or you wouldn't have said it. Or you don't have that much self-control. Or maybe I have a lot more self-control than other people, you know? Yeah. But like they say, the people who tell the truth are a kid, somebody who's drunk, and someone who's mad. Yeah. That's the truth tellers right there, bro.
Sometimes you just got to bite your tongue, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless you really got to get it out. You like, I feel like hurting someone's feelings nowadays, especially when we get older, bro, it sucks. Like, you genuinely, especially now that I feel like people that are, now that we're mellowing out, you know, as adults, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, bro. Like, if I don't really mean it, like, what do I get out of it? You know, like, what do we get out of it?
Yeah, bro. That's why I'm not trying to ruin nobody's day. I get a lot more out of uplifting people. Right. Like, if you're
hating, goes back to what you were saying earlier.
If you're hating on me, bro, like, I'd rather just like, hey, like, it's cool. Like, when let's say somebody tells me something crazy at work, I'll just look at it and be like, it's cool. That wasn't meant for me. Whatever is happening at your life, you had to let that out. And now I'm fine being the person that came out and, what? No, it's cool, bro. Like, that's not it. That's not mine. But I'll take it for you. Yeah. I'll be that sponge for you so you can get that out. But I'm going to let you know that I know that that's not for me. Yeah. And I hope whatever you're going through,
you never know what someone's going through.
It storms through. And that's my main thing, bro. That's why I call people beautiful, baby boy, big handsome. Like, you know, because we fight battles inside of our four doors that nobody talks about. Mm-hmm. And then when you step out, the world is ugly, bro. Yeah. When it comes back to, like I explained to the homies, like, we wear masks. We have the mask that we have in front of our coworkers. We have the mask that we have in front of our kids. We have the mask that we have in front of our family. And then we take the mask off and who we are when we drive by ourselves, when we're laying by ourselves or in the room taking a shit, bro. Like, that's our real self. You know?
Unmasked podcast, brother.
Hey, brother, I'm telling you, God is great, bro. God is great. And it's like,
sometimes you just gotta in front of people.
You know, and it's
feel just better.
Yeah, bro, because I'm not gonna say take it all off. You know, because
it's okay though.
It is.
It's okay to be vulnerable. I feel like growing up, we couldn't be vulnerable. Now we can be vulnerable to a certain extent. You're right, but
and that's where my double-edged sword is at, because sometimes I'm too real, and that's a hard pill for swallow for some people.
Does it matter when it's letting off steam for yourself though? Does it matter when you feel better? At the end of the day, yes, you got to be genuine. You got to care about people's feelings, but when it's letting out your emotions for yourself.
And see, when it
and
comes
crying, right?
And when it comes for me to letting out my emotions, I always take a step back and revisit it. Yeah. I never let it out in the moment. Because I can sit back, decipher, like, okay, because a lot of problems that people have with people isn't even really a problem. It's our own idea of what should be done. Yeah. Like, if I tell you what's up with it and I come to dap you up, and you should dap me up, because in my mind, I would dap you up. But you might have a germ problem. You might have a sensory disorder. You might not like it. So I'm tripping off something that's in my mind. And you're just over here like, oh, fuck. It took everything out of you just to dap me up. And I'm over here mad because that's so easy for me. Yeah. We forget what people go through. You know, and like I try to tell my staff as a manager, like, was it really a problem? Or was it something in your head? Sometimes talk to the person, because the persons don't know what they're going through. Like, one day, bro, because I work in in-home settings. So I'm out here, cook lunch for everybody. I'm washing the dishes. And Somebody's just right there kicking it, bro, not doing nothing. Hasn't been doing nothing all morning. I'm washing the dishes. I'm like, look at this bitch ass food. Just right there, licking his fingers, dog. Don't got no napkin. Fucking Mark. Oh, but it's cool for me just to clean everything, huh? All right, then, cool. Fuck that fool. Like, he ain't shit. And then I was like, but did you ask him to help you? I shouldn't have to ask that fool. He should fucking know. He should see me right here. You don't have no manners. You don't have no respect. I know you do, but we're all raised different. I'm like, Mind you, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, I always want to be right, fucking asshole. And then I was like, ask him. I don't want to. Ask him. Hey, bro, do you mind once I'm done, like, putting the dishes away and wiping down the counters? Instantly got up. Yeah, bro, I got you. No worries. All I had to do was ask.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was expecting him because I would have did it.
Yeah.
If he made me dinner or lunch or whatever and I seen him like that, I don't need to be asked. I'm up cleaning already. Like, hey, I got your back, bro. But not everybody's the same, bro.
God damn, man.
You know, it's life is amazing, bro.
Life is beautiful.
It's a beautiful disaster, bro.
Yeah.
You know, back in the MySpace days, dog, when the girls would say that I'm a beautiful disaster, like, you know, now I understand.
What were your top 5 songs in MySpace, bro? Your profile songs.
Circus Survive, anything Circus Survive, Seosin, Hot Hot Heat, Goodbye, and the CKY song with the Japanese
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
you know, with the Brandon when they were rapping shit. So just, and then
CKY, bro.
That lets you know my age, bro.
Our age.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was hoping it was like 45 minutes. I try to keep it to an hour just because it's tough editing, right?
No, bro, we could do a part 2, bro.
I'd love to.
It's forever love.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I'd definitely love to. The last thing that was on the agenda, though, I really would like for you to talk about your music, because your profile is all your music. I feel like that's the only thing we really haven't touched on tonight. If you have anything to say upon it, please.
Well, I'm on all major platforms, bro. iTunes, Spotify. I'm mostly on Spotify. I mostly promote Spotify. So if you guys look up Rab, R-A-B, Hit and Run, and not and, but the little sign, Hit and Run, that's my most recent song, and then it'll be able to take you to all my music, bro. You know, I've been doing music since I was 18, but I can't be overly confident in my music like I am with everything else because I'm constantly learning. I can't be confident in something and not confident. I can't be cocky in something and push the issue like I want because I'm always learning. Like Lil Wayne said, bro, like he'll make a song and he likes it. Because when he pushes it out, we can't, music is not a factual sport. It's opinion based.
Right.
Like I'm not somebody's cup of coffee, but I'm somebody's cup of tea. And I might not be somebody's cup of tea, but then I'm somebody's flavor. You feel me? So it's like no matter what, I can't please everyone. And anytime I show somebody a song, you get, listen to my song. Oh, well, freestyle right now. Okay, then I freestyle. But do you got any music? Listen to the song. Oh, well, right here, you should have did this, and you should have did that, and you should have placed the beat here, and you should have did right there. And I'm just like, okay, get in your studio. Show me how you want to do it. Oh, exactly, bro. Like, you know, so it's just, and to everybody out there, bro, when somebody shows you a song and you don't like it, just stay quiet. The worst you can do is be like, the beat is hard.
Oh my God. Tell me why, bro.
The worst thing
I've said that before, bro.
Because the lyrics are shit, bro. You're like, oh,
the beat's hard.
This beat is hard. And it's just like, I know I could pick out really good beats. And sometimes the beat whip my ass. And I don't put those songs out, bro. But sometimes the beat whip my ass. And like, I like good beats, bro. You know? So it's just, if somebody shows you music, bro, and you don't like it, either be completely honest of what you don't like, but don't say the beat is hard. Or at least acknowledge the production value. Just like, hey, bro, like,
I'm guilty, brother.
Be like, hey, it's not for me, but it sounds good. Like,
oh, see, that's like
overall,
right there, yeah.
Overall, it sounds good. It sounds professional. It's just not for me. Like, I support you. I'll give you a share, a like. but it's not for me, bro.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, I don't like to say I have fans or supporters. I just like to say, like, if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You know? But it shows me who fucks with me because it's free to share it.
Right.
It's free for a like, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't cost a thing.
You know? So it's like at first I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna do this. But then I was living such a real life and putting it into music to where my mom was like, Miko, you're gonna put that in there? Like, are you sure? And I'm just like, oh, you're right. Let me not put that in there. And then now, with the last 7 months, bro, what's it called? I can fabricate a little bit more because now I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer now, bro.
Weren't you always, though?
No. I was a real one, a real person speaking real stuff. And I've always been real.
Yeah.
But now, in my music, I'm an entertainer. I might say I have a Lamborghini. I might say I have a 3-headed dog because I'm an entertainer.
Ah.
You feel me?
I see now.
Like, I couldn't never say I'm driving around in a Ferrari holding an AK. Well, I don't have a Ferrari, but I have an AK. So I'm in the Honda Civic with an AK. Okay, but that doesn't sound cool.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But where we can end off on, where I'm hoping with my new music, I'm not going to call it so much entertainment rap. I'm going to call it affirmation rap. Because I'm going to rap what I want, where I see myself, where I want to be. I just got this new book called the 369 Journal. And it goes back to the Nikola Tesla and everything like that, bro. It's like, what, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8? And it's a vortex mathematics, bro, that represents the physical realm. 3, 6, and 9 are missing from there. And 3, 6, and 9 represent the spiritual realm and the fourth dimension. So if you do things in sets of 3, 6, and 9s, and you do affirmations and you speak on it positively, 3 in the morning, 6 in the noon, and 9 at night, you're rewiring your brain, bro. The world is vibrations. So we figure out to be on a vibration, on a certain frequency, there's no way we can't win. Because do you remember that stretch Lil Wayne had?
Yeah.
Where he was just dropping bangers.
Yeah.
And it was
a Millie and all those back in the day,
and
right?
those were the songs that you could never talk through.
Right.
How much music would play and you can have a conversation through. One of those come on, you're like, yeah, you know, and just...
Yep.
It's a frequency. Wayne has figured out the frequency, bro. So it's
crazy.
just, that's where I'm at right now, bro. I'm trying to learn.
It's crazy.
God's there, you know. And it's funny because it's like, I can say I've been having good luck, but there's no such thing as dumb luck when you have God. It's all divine time, you know. Mm-hmm. So with that, it's just like I've been praying, I've been doing my affirmations, I've been trying to do my manifestation, and God's answering me. Before me, I'm like, oh, I got good luck coming, or I got bad luck coming. It's like, no, my good luck is God answering my prayers, and my bad luck, quote unquote, is God doing what I've asked for. If I ask for patience, He's gonna give me turmoil. If I ask for strength, He's going to give me stuff to overcome. So you can't ask for something and not want it. Like when you cook yourself a great meal, bro, it's not fun. You got to wash the dishes. You got to clean the stove. You got to do all of this before you can eat your food. And then now that plate was that much better.
Yeah.
The sandwich theory, bro. Everyone can make the same exact sandwich. But if someone made it for you, it's that much better. And that's God, bro. God's making us a sandwich, bro, and we just waiting for it to get served. Because we can make our own sandwich.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to be that good the way God gonna make it.
I appreciate you, bro. I really do.
Brother.
It's been I've learned a lot. I'm going to tell you that. I learned a lot, not only about you, but about life and about your journey. And I appreciate your journey, and I hope everything that you talk about comes into fruition.
It will. It has to, bro.
I really do.
It has to, because
so
I'm praying for what I need, nothing of what I want. Because what we want got us on this path of where we're at. Once again, the flesh versus the spirit. I want this. That's my flesh. What I need, God knows what my spirit needs. And where I want to be at might not be what I need.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm only praying for what I need, bro. I don't got no plan Bs, no plan Cs. I just got a bunch of plan As.
Yeah.
And I need them to work, and God going to give me what I need.
They will.
One of these ventures is going to hit.
They will, bro.
And
maybe all three.
And it's what God wants, because God knows what I will do with abundance, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be in Zimbabwe, bro, feeding
Hell man.
little kids empanadas de camarón.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They don't even know, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Show people in Thailand aguachiles, you know.
Hey, could you imagine, bro?
Bro,
Pop off.
You know, and then I hear $1 out there is like $50.
Yeah.
Rumor has it. I don't
Rumor
know.
has it.
I've never been,
dog.
I never left.
Hey, one day, no?
You know. Well, I'm gonna put it within 3 years now.
There you go.
Not one day. I started putting time limits on everything.
We'll have another podcast next year to see what we're doing.
You know, we'll talk about 6 months, bro.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
Baby. There we go.
Put your plug as far as where people can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram at 101712R. That's all I really push, and then from there I got all my other links like that. Or you can hit me up at if you want to do any type of business with your guys's brands, your guys' logos, your guys' imagery, your guys' anything like that, you know, email me at baselineproductions12@gmail.com. Or if you want to get on into this entrepreneurship and find a way of financial freedom, you can DM me on my Instagram, and I can see if your mindset's in the right spot. Because like I said, it's not a get-rich scheme. It's not a get-rich right now. It's an opportunity. And that's what we live for, bro. It's an opportunity. Like, I'm going to open the door, but I can't make you come and sit down.
Right. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
And then if you do make them drink, you could drown them and kill them.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Not at all.
Not at all, brother. That's a bad thing right there.
But it's blessed, bro. Like I said, I appreciate you reaching out to me. This is God's work, bro.
Yeah.
And if you mind, can I give us a prayer on the way out, brother?
Most definitely.
All right, brother. So, God, I come to you, man, with me and my boy right here, man. It's a pleasure being able to sit here this last hour and speak with him on this Friday. You know, we could have been doing anything. We could have been doing pendejadas and all that other stuff, but you brought me here, God, and you let me speak my truth, speak your truth. And once again, like I said, my main message, all of this is with God. Everything is possible with you, Lord. So just wrap your arms around my boy right here. Wrap your arms around his wife and continue to keep her safe from these cancers. Wrap your arms around his daughter and just keep his family in your mercy, Lord. And anybody who watches this, just hopefully it touches them and it lays this seed inside them that hopefully one day can spark into the vision of the love that you have for them, Lord, and they can see how worthy and how true they are to themselves, Lord. And with that, I tell you, amen.
Amen.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, bro. Gave me a tear right there.
Hey, baby.